Dave Januzzi with us here on the John Mendola Show. We're talking Wyoming Valley Clutch. Obviously, a vision you and Chris had some time ago. You guys put it all together, and here we are in 2023. You guys have had success every year, it seems, but you guys put yourself in a really good position here this season.
Yeah, I mean, listen, this is something that was put down pretty much, with a small conversation. It started with a small conversation, between me and Chris. We had an opportunity the previous year to play together in semi-pro fashion, and saw it as an opportunity to give it a whirl. We both had some experience in the minor league basketball realm, and we had a passion about not just basketball, but we had a passion about bringing, shining a light, in the Wyoming Valley. And I think that that vision is what's driven us, these past 5 years in all respects. So to be sitting here with an opportunity to play for something that we both dreamed about bringing back to the Valley, some sort of national championship to claim that, our Valley has the best of something, is a very satisfying feeling right now.
Not always easy to be on the same page with a partner, and you and Chris kind of seem to, you guys play a lot of basketball together. It's like, hey, let's go hoop it up, let's go here, let's go there. But talk about, similar synergy in that regard. It's GAR, it's Myers, it's two guys that were gym rats, basketball nuts that, are local legends here in northeastern Pennsylvania. And you guys have a little different role now as time has gone on, but nonetheless, you're passionate about the game in a lot of ways. And you guys are all about kids here, trying to make your community better, and kids here in northeastern Pennsylvania get better at basketball.
Yeah, listen, I think this is why sports, and especially team sports, are so important, and so there's so much value to kids playing team sports, because myself and Chris, we own a business. I mean, that's the reality. It's a business, and there's many times throughout 5 years we've been together that we've had disagreements or saw things maybe a different way. But the reality is, we know we're a team, and one can't succeed without the other. So, team sports has taught us that throughout our entire lives. There's compromise, there's better ways to look at things, there's different ways to look at things. The reality is, when it comes down to it, the final decisions made are always the best for the team. And that's exactly what me and Chris are. Obviously, we have a really good friendship. But the thing that we've focused on, and has been our focus since the beginning, and really which has made us successful to this point with our junior stuff, with our ABA, is that our vision is to make the area better. From little kids all the way up to adults. And you see our ABA program has almost everybody is from the Valley, and if they're not from the Valley, they're just right outside of that. They're up in, from Scranton. So, and that was the main thing when we sat down. We were fortunate enough to bring Jerry on, is we expressed the desire. We want to win with the people that are here. We want to win with the people that have grown up here, people that maybe have got passed over by colleges or pro teams or whatever. We want to show that, we know the kind of the people that are here, the kind of talent that's here, and that's why we created Wyoming Valley Clutch, to bring light to the Valley. And I've said for my entire life, and Chris has said, we'll tell you the same thing. We think that we have some of the best basketball players in the world. Maybe they're not NBA talent, but there's a lot of really good talent, as you can see from the NCAA tournament. There's a lot of good players out there. We have some of the best in the world.
Jerry Rickroad, talk about that piece of the puzzle and that conversation or conversations it took to say, hey, coach, we need you here. Can you do this? We can make this a right fit.
Yeah, I mean, listen, me and Chris, when we came together and we started the business, we agreed to be, partners in this thing. When we decided that we wanted to bring an ABA franchise to the area, there was really one option to have a coach, where we wanted to go to. So we didn't really have a backup plan. And so when you don't have a backup plan, sometimes that's the best plan. you know, when you don't have a second option. So we knew there was only one person to kind of bring this together from a coaching standpoint. But to be honest with you, it really was less of a coaching standpoint and more of, you know, who Jerry was, you know, and is as a coach, a person, a name. You know, when you're talking about putting together semi-professional basketball, that has been done before and hasn't been great since the 70s and 80s. You have to bring in people that the outside world knows, you know, people that you want to come see your players play, your team play. You have to bring in people that are respected, and Jerry obviously is as respected in the basketball community as you could find. And, you know, with his, not just with his basketball coaching experiences, with his name, you know, the person who he is, and people know and respect Jerry's name. So when we were fortunate enough to convince him to, you know, a couple conversations to get him to come on board, we knew we were going to have the opportunity to put together something special, and, you know, I think we have.
Getting those local businesses to support you is so important, because, you know, you're nowhere without them. Their support on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, on a game night basis, you know, they're as important as anything. And you just continue to build those relationships with some of those local businesses to support you guys.
Yeah, I mean, you can't, in this world, and even, listen, in the NBA, NBA doesn't survive off of fans, you know, fans' ticket sales. Like, they survive off of sponsorships and things like that, and businesses. So we are very fortunate, you know, to have friendships and partnerships with, you know, like Fame and Kellerman and Saramboli, and so many, you know, local businesses that have helped us from day one, you know. It's Bobby Dwyer at Chancellor Financial and Dave Capon, and quite frankly, who bigger than the CYC? I mean, when we sat down with the CYC, Mark and Ryan down there, we were, and we put together a plan for them, not just about the ABA, but to take over like the basketball operations down there, and we expressed our vision and what we wanted to bring to the area and the community. And the CYC was, to us, to me and Chris, the mecca of basketball when we grew up. Everybody went there because there was no other options. All the high schools, all the leagues, you know, so you grew up playing at the CYC. So we felt we're better to go. The CYC is, you know, their whole, you know, why they are a business is to help underprivileged kids. I mean, that's what their daycare, everything. The drop-in center is to help out underprivileged kids. So when you can establish partnerships with local businesses, with people that understand the importance of what we're doing for the community, and to continue to have their support year after year is just very special. And that's why I said, we're from the Valley. Everything we do is from the Valley. We want to make our home a better place.
Dave, congratulations. Great to catch up with you, and all the best.
Thanks so much.